Are you confused which hydrogen bottle is the best in the marketplace? Perhaps you went over to Amazon and you're like, oh my gosh, they're getting good reviews over here, but is it making hydrogen? Is it making chlorine? What's the ORP? So I thought today what we'd do is we'd actually fill all these up. We'll go through the testing cycle. We're going to check it for chlorine. We're going to check it for the negative ORP, and we're going to check it for molecular hydrogen using the H2 blue drops. So we're going to check all of these. So the first thing we'll do, so that you can see going into it, this is the water we use to fill up the bottles. And we just want to check it first for chlorine. Actually, we'll check it first for the ORP. So you can see that first. So the ORP is standing for Oxidation-Reduction Potential. So you'll notice here when we check these bottles, they'll be negative. So starting out, the tap water, because it has been filtered first, it's not too positive. It's a positive 52. But for tap water, that's really great. We do have a whole house water system here, and I believe that does help. Okay, so then we're going to also test it here for chlorine. So if there's yellow, that means there's chlorine. I don't see any yellow. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we are going to allow these to all turn on. So this is Healthy Hydration bottle here, and this is Level Up brand. And stainless steel. This one is an Amazon bottle. I do like the button here when you go to push it. It's Triton. This company here, I believe, is out of business, but it's Triton as well. This is glass, and I do love glass because it's not going to have any plastic contaminants. However, glass breaks easily too. So if you're walking around, you're traveling with it, and you drop it, it could be a dangerous situation here. And this one is going as well. All right, so we're going to let this be here. Some of them take up to 10 minutes to go in their full cycle, but we'll be back in a flash. All right, the last bottle just finished its cycle here. So the first thing we're going to test for is the ORP. So I want to just make it as simple as possible for our testing so it doesn't take an hour long to do the testing. So we're going to go ahead and start here, and we'll just take all the caps off. And anytime you take the cap off here, you're then exposing the hydrogen to the air. So we're not going to get the highest. And you hear all that gas building up. That's because you are actually keeping the molecular hydrogen in there. So some of these bottles will leak. Call this one Leaky Linda, because every time I've used this bottle, it's leaked everywhere because the pressure doesn't know where to go. It doesn't have an escape valve. So these have escape valves in them. This is 2. It's also leaking. Okay, so this one, because we have to switch it like that, that's also going to be challenging to test it because you have the hydrogen moving around. And you hear the crack. That one also has very good pressure. You can see the gas coming out of there. All right, so we're going to go and start over here. And this is an ORP meter. So this stands for Oxidation-Reduction Potential. The more negative it goes, the better result you're going to get in your body, the more hydrogen. However, if you've heard of alkaline ionized water and you have a device that makes alkaline water, this can also check for the pH. It indicates the pH. So as the pH goes up, so does the negative charge. We're starting with the same water here, so it's going to be a fairly accurate test. But just keep in mind, if you see a negative like 700, most likely it's alkaline water, and that's not hydrogen. That's just the presence of minerals exchanging addresses, and that meter will pick it up. So we have a negative here about 93. Okay, and then the next one here, look at negative 84. Now these did not have any popping sound coming out. This one here is negative 93. Okay, and then we have this guy. So it's jumping up. Negative 164 or so. Okay, then we have this guy. Negative 130. And then we have healthy hydrations here. And it's going up to negative 200, 210, 213, 214. So that is the highest so far on the spectrum. All right, so the next thing we'll do is we will check it for molecular hydrogen. So there's actually a scientific way you want to do this. Again, gas chromatography is the best way to check for the hydrogen. So you can actually see it in gas chromatography. Here, the drops are not as accurate because it's influenced by moving and anything that we're doing here. So every time I do this, it's going to also change the hydrogen concentration. Okay, so we're going to be as accurate as we possibly can here. Just notice this isn't a lab, and I'm not certified to do this. But we're going to try to reach out the 5 milliliters here. So we'll just get as accurate as we can. That looks pretty darn good. All right, so here we got the hydrogen drops. And we're just going to start with 5 because that's going to be the therapeutic recommended amount to consume each day to give your body the best results. So that's 0.5 ppm. So that would be 5 of these drops per this amount of water is going to give you that indication. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, if it stays blue, that means it's not going to give you that amount. Okay, so as you can see there, it would be clear. So this one is not going to meet that standard. Just rinse it out again here. All right, that's the leaky Linda. Next one here. Yep, there we go. That might have been a little too much, but hey, it's going to be fairly accurate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And is not going to get us the result that we're looking for. Okay. All right, and then we have the Echo Go. And buyer beware on this company. I did rep this product. Product was okay, but the machines that the company had were leaking all over the place, even with certified plumbers installing them. So beware. You see the Synergy Science brand out there. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Well, looks like it might be getting close. Okay. Did not meet the standard on that try. Okay, and then we'll have this one here. I actually kind of like this one a little bit. The shape is unique. Feels a good quality too. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. And boom, yeah, right away on that. So as you can see, that's definitely meeting the standard. And you could tell when you open it up because it popped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, and again, there it is. Oh, you got it 1 ppm. About 1 ppm there. Now, if you're using a different method, I'm sure you'd get a lot more. Gas chromatography would probably see that. I think this company says it gets 1.5 to 3.0, so you can actually push the button and go longer. But we just did 1 cycle. All right, so that was good so far. This is the winner. Okay, and we have the stainless steel one here. And I don't expect much from this one. Definitely the quality doesn't feel good. 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay. Okay, and no. Okay, and we'll try with this one here. Okay. So this one has been certified to the standard of the ISHA, and I know it's been tested for heavy metals too. Okay. And okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And very nice. 1, 2, 4, 5. Nice. So that's 1 ppm. 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay. And of course, it depends on what water you're starting with. Wow, that's great. That's 1.5 concentration at least. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The temperature of the water does matter as well. Okay, so we're somewhere between 1.5 to 2.0 under these conditions, and they all have the same. So The winner of the show is definitely this guy right here, found at Healthy Hydration. So now the last thing we're going to check for is the chlorine, because there was another video out there that showed chlorine coming out as a byproduct of making hydrogen. And so I just wanted to test that because I haven't found that yet, but I wanted to see. So here we go. Let's test it out. So this 1 or 2 drops should show us yellow if there's chlorine present. I don't see any there. It would be bright yellow. You'd be able to really spot it. And on some of the bottles, there's actually a little chamber that lets out the chlorine gas. It could be a byproduct. Okay, and then here. And not looking like any of them are making chlorine, which is awesome. Definitely don't want to try to help your health and at the same time go back to not having good things in there. But the quality of water definitely does make a difference. The best water to use in here is actually distilled water because there's nothing in it. But there you go. So you see now that there are several different tests that we performed. This is definitely the highest production of hydrogen that we saw. Negative ORP was the highest, and it feels very, very quality, as you'll know. And it's certified for the metals and also the hydrogen production. So now you know what you know. If out there when you're browsing the internet and you find other things, you can actually come back to this video, share this video so people can know the benefits and which one out there in the marketplace stands ahead. All right, so until the next video, be happy, be healthy, and be sprayed.